Good afternoon. Welcome to a Webinar Wednesday. I'm Nicole Gailey. I'm the agent coordinator here at GCU. Today we're going to talk about the Aquila. For those of you that don't know, GCU was founded in 1892 by 700 immigrants with $600 to form a fraternal benefit society. Today, the GCU has nearly 50,000 members and over $2.7 billion in assets. Also wanted to mention GCU's wonderful member benefits portfolio. Okay. Sorry. I also wanted to mention the GCU's wonderful member benefits portfolio, including scholarships, student debt relief, as well as amazing Go Give charity projects. Agents have up to $1,000 per year to match fund money for a fundraiser for any qualified charity that they choose. GCU has given millions in charitable donations and almost $1 million in scholarship awards. Also wanted to point out, if you haven't seen the email yet, that we are running a contest until the end of March. We have $1 million in Aquila Premium received no earlier than January 9th and issued no later than March 31st of 2025 will qualify you for a $500 gift card and a 3-day, 2-night drive-away vacation. So good luck. That's a pretty awesome gift. So check your email. There's more details in your emails. So right now, I'm going to hand you over to Jeff and David. If you have any questions, they'll be happy to answer them at the end of the presentation. So if you can just hold your questions till the end, and we will get started.
Thanks, Nicole. Welcome everyone to the GCU Aquila webinar, also known as the Dave and Jeff Show, coming to you live from frigid Beaver, PA. It's cold. It's very cold. And I know most of the country is suffering from either extreme cold, and if you're down south, sounds like extreme snow. So stay safe and stay warm. Let's start with a couple of agent testimonials. I'm not going to read them for you because you can do that. But the main theme of the agents that give us testimonials is that we are easy to do business with. You don't have to worry about putting in 10 digits to get into a phone maze. If you have a question for new business, you call Marilyn and her team direct. If you got a question about sales, you call David on his cell phone 24/7. Unless he's sleeping, he will answer the phone. But the agents that we work with really appreciate our old school hands-on kind of attention that we give the agents. Quick broad overview of the Aquila 10. It's modified single premium. Money can go in year one. After that, it is a lockbox. No more money can go in. Issue ages 0 to 90. Minimum premium 10 grand. Max premium $1 million, but last year we had a case that was what, a little over 6? Just over. So if you've got a whale of a case, do not hesitate to ask us. David and I will run downstairs to where all the smart people hang out, and we will get permission if it's at all possible.
Love giving the executives apoplexy with big numbers.
That's a good word, apoplexy. Non-qualified versus qualified. 10-year surrender and contracts are issued daily.
The embedded riders. All of the riders are free on this page, so all 4 of them: the cumulative free withdrawal rider, the terminal illness rider, the nursing home rider, and the wellness benefit enhancement rider. We're coming into California, as you guys might have seen recently. Don't have the forms programmed everything yet, but so we'll be there very, very soon. You'll notice that the terminal illness rider and the nursing home rider are not available in California, and the wellness benefit enhancement rider, apparently the state of California doesn't like the word wellness, so in California the rider is called the withdrawal enhancement rider.
And we do what California tells us, so that's the way it's going to be.
Even if it's silly.
Even if it's silly, so make sure in California you know that those riders that are not available and the other one has a different name.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Okay. Cumulative free withdrawal rider, it's the stacking rider. So what Jeff said before, it said that money can go in, it's like a lockbox. It goes in that first year. It's a swing and door. It swings one way in the first year and it swings a different direction starting in year 2 forever. So that cumulative free withdrawal rider, starting in year 2, means that they can take that 10% out, which is fairly normal. But starting in year 3, If they don't use that 10% or any portion of it, so they can't even use like 0.5%, but if they don't touch the money, then starting in year 3, that unused 10% just stacks on top of this year's withdrawal. So it goes up to 20. They don't use anything in years 2 or years 3. At the beginning of year 4, it stacks up on top of year 4. So now they've got 30%, and it caps there. So starting in year 4, they can have as much as that 30% free withdrawal allowed to them, and that can be in year 4, 5, 6, 7 until they utilize it. As soon as they take $1, then it resets the following policy year. So they're in year 5. They haven't ever taken money out. They take out 5%. It doesn't reset right then. They still have the rest of that policy year to take out another 25% surrender charge free until the policy year starts over again. So for year 7 or 8. So again, so it stacks up to 30%, and then it resets if they touch it.
Awesome. What's the cost for that, David?
Free.
Free. I know there's a lot of carriers out there that have very similar roll-up withdrawal benefits, but they usually charge you a fee for that.
They do like charging your client for access to their own money.
Exactly. So the Aquila, definitely not a fee for that. So make sure you're aware of if you're looking at a competitor's product or our product, what's the right call for your client. Make sure you're aware of our minimal fees that we have in this contract.
Okay.
Let's move forward, Nicole.
There we go. My favorite one. Enhanced withdrawal benefit rider. That's, keep everyone home where they want to be in the first place rider.
Keep grandma in her house rider.
There you go. No, I sold long-term care for a number of years, and with all the clients that I've had accumulated, I never found one that wanted to go into a nursing home. If you find one, let me know. So this basically says that if they're going to be staying in their house and receiving professional care, so and it's ADL driven, so your client can't do 2 of the 6 ADLs, toileting, transferring, et cetera, et cetera. You know what they are. And so they've got a physician that says they can't do 2 of the 6. They are going to be staying in their home, and they're going to receive professional home healthcare service. So, it can't be Aunt Millie or Uncle Tom. It can't be, Brother Bob. It's got to be a professional service.
Unless Aunt Millie is a registered nurse.
If Aunt Millie is a registered nurse and working for a professional healthcare service.
Well, yeah, of course. Yes,
exactly. So anyway, so if they hit those, then and again, there's got to be account value there. Then that enhanced withdrawal benefit rider kicks in, and it basically gooses what they can actually get from their income rider.
Did you just say gooses?
I did.
Wow, it's a good use of the word.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? So next. Oh, it doesn't. There it is. Okay, down at the bottom, sort of squeezed. The actual printout is actually full size, so you can see the factors down at the bottom. So 1.5, you can turn the income on starting in year 1. You can't turn the wellness benefit enhancement rider on until a year and a half into the policy. But if you activate it somewhere between 1.5 years to 5 years, then the multiplier is 1.5%. So it's a 50% jump. If they activate it after 5 years, the policy's been in place for middle of year 6, then it jumps up by 75%. So they're getting 10 grand. Okay, now they're up to 17.5. And if they don't activate the wellness benefit enhanced rider for 10 years or more, then the wellness benefit enhanced rider will effectively double whatever their income rider would be calculated at. And the other thing to remember is that not only can it double, but it also lasts for 10 years.
And we do see a lot of our competitors have also a similar wellness benefit rider.
It ain't free.
And 1, it ain't free, and 2, traditionally they run only 5 years.
The one thing that you will notice on here in the fine print is that you can look all you want. You will not see a cognitive allowance in there. That is by design. We wanted to do that if we could, but it just opens it up to a much higher cost, and there's no way that we could provide it for free to your clients, and we really wanted this to be free.
Good point. All right, let's talk about the interest crediting strategies, how your client's money is going to make money. We have 3 different strategies. We have a 1-year fixed bucket. We have 2 indices currently, each with a 1-year point-to-point based on a par rate. And of course, the 2-year point-to-point with par rate. Really important screen. The participation rates are very competitive. They're not fee-based. We do, for both indices, have minimum guaranteed par rates during the surrender period. And actually, we have lower minimums after the surrender. The main thing that we want to hit home, comparing the Aquila to anything in the market today, no caps, no spreads, no MVAs. And I'll say that again, no caps, no spreads, no MVAs. In my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion, it's the most consumer-friendly product on the market today. We have the fixed rate account that right now is paying 4.75.
Yes.
So really nice fixed bucket. It's guaranteed for the first year and then may adjust pretty much on a monthly basis after the first year. I think we're going to talk about the indices next. The first is the Barclays Zoria 5% vol controlled index. It is proprietary to GCU only. We're the only ones with it. And it is a mixture of equities and fixed income. They manage the portfolio based on modern portfolio theory. If you've read any material on modern portfolio theory, it will make you fall asleep, but it's been around, I believe, since the 50s. So it's a well agreed upon investment strategy.
One point for the people that have already actually been in it been doing this for the last 3 years. When we rolled this out in October of 21, Jeff and I are both on the same page on this one. It was pretty much the worst month to possibly start this particular index. And because with the interest rates going up, so the Zoria just couldn't seem to catch the rising rates and all the fun jazz that the Fed was doing. Starting October, 23?
Yes.
Yeah, but just almost a year and a half ago, everything sort of settled down, and the Zoria then started performing as we had always thought it would. So if you got burned by the Zoria back in like 21 and 22, don't judge it too harshly. It was just the wrong tool at the wrong time.
Yeah, take another look at it. It is not a racehorse. This is a workhorse. It's really designed to outperform a traditional fixed interest rate.
Yep.
So you're not going to hit a lot of home runs, but hopefully you can see, consistent growth through the Zoria. Zoria is comprised of two building blocks. The equity side is the S&P 500, and the fixed income side is the U.S. Bond Aggregate Index. Both have been around for quite some time. I do get a lot of calls from agents saying, how much is in the S&P and how much is in the ag? We don't know. It changes daily. I guess I could call Barclays, but it would be old information by the time I got it, because that money moves around quite a bit inside the index. And here is our racehorse. We added this
year and a half,
about a year ago, maybe a little longer. U.S. Tech, also from Barclays, 12% index. It's essentially the NASDAQ 100, largest non-financial stocks listed on that NASDAQ. And it is also volatility controlled at 12%. So no need to talk about what's in there. We know what's in there.
And it performed extremely well.
In 23, it did a 27% return, and at 65% par, that would have been about roughly a 17% return for your clients. I've been busy. I haven't checked out. It didn't have a stellar year in 24. But it is the place where you can expect to hit home runs.
For an old baseball analogy, if the Zoria is Wade Boggs, then then the U.S. Tech is Reggie Jackson. Home runs or strikeouts.
Cool. So here's our par rates. The Zoria 5%, 1 year, 2 year. The 1 year's at 140, guaranteed never to go below 100% during the first 10 years. The 2 year Zoria is at 190, again, guaranteed no less than 100. The U.S. Tech 1 year is at 70, can't go below 40. And the Tech 2 years at 105. And you can see the fixed rate. And the other 4 par rates underneath the fixed rate, for those of you that are currently selling the Aquila, you know what those are. Those are for the option 4, the Elevate Plus GLWB. And we'll talk about that more as we go on. If you're new to GCU and you haven't written any Aquila products, write down that www.fia.gcuusa.com. Write that down. This is called our landing page. It's got all the information that you need to get yourself up and running knowledge-wise about the Aquila products. I know we're primarily talking about the Aquila 10 right now, but we do have the Aquila 5, and all the information for the Aquila 5 is there as well.
At least half the time that you're going to want to do information, you're not going to have to go into your portal. You can get your information right there, including the applications.
And when agents call us, we go into it, and this is where I get the answers. So if you don't like talking to people, just go there first. So I've been in the business 32 years. I know some people out there have been in the business even longer. But when it comes to annuities, your clients have 3 questions. The first question, and if you can answer these questions for your client when you're recommending annuities, you pretty much guaranteed you're going to have a sale. So the first question is, how do I get my money into the annuity? What happens to my money when it's in the annuity? And the most important question, how do I get my money out of the annuity? So here's the answers if you're talking to your clients about the Aquila. The Aquila is a modified single premium. You have up until the first anniversary to put money in. After the first year, no more money can go in. The second question, the Aquila offers fixed interest account and 2 indices, and the growth of the account depends on the allocation that you picked and the performance. And the third question, the most important, how do I get my money out? Of course, we have the 10% free withdrawal in year 2 with a roll up, and there's settlement options which you can apply after the first anniversary. And then we do have 4 versions of the GLWB rider. So I know there's competitors out there that really give you a great deal to get your money, but then make it very, very difficult to get money out. I'm hearing terms like liquidity window that opens and then it slams shut, and then your annuity renews and you got a whole new surrender period. I don't want a liquidity window if we're talking about my money. I want liquidity. And the Aquila offers an incredible amount of liquidity, even though it's a 10-year product. Your clients can access the money in multiple ways. Whatever works for them, we can accommodate. GLWB options. Those who know us, we talk about, options 1, 2, 3, and 4, but the actual marketing names for them. Option 1's Income Elevate, 2 is Income Pro, 3 is Income Elite, and 4, which is the newest one, Income Elevate Plus. And they're all a little bit different. And based on your fact find and understanding the needs of your client, that would dictate which GLWB option you would select.
Premium bonus options 3 and 4. It used to be only on option 3 until we came up with the Elevate Plus and the premium bonus. Don't get in the habit of referring to it as a 10% because it could be 10%, it could be less. The premium bonus kicks in up through age 75, so option 3 or 4 doesn't matter, it's the same bonus. So 10% bonus, real money, not just the fake funny money on the benefit base. It is a 10% bonus up through age 75 at application. But if they're 79, 78, 80, whatever, then it's only a 7.5% bonus. And if your client is 81 or higher, it is a 5% bonus. So please just refer to it as a premium bonus and don't get yourself in trouble because you accidentally might tell them that it's 10% and it's not.
And we have agents who have learned the hard way.
Yes.
So
yes.
Make sure you know their age before you start talking about the percentage.
More than one. Yes.
Just a screenshot of the income factors. Pretty simple. All 4 GLWB riders use the same tables. So you look up if you want to calculate what your client's going to be able to get from for a guaranteed income using the GLWB. You got to know their age and you got to know their benefit base. So if their age, let's say 71, you take their benefit base, multiply it by 5.10%, and that will give you the annual payout, and you divide it by 12 and it'll give you the monthly payout. Pretty simple stuff.
Hey, that looks like a multi-tool.
That is a multi-tool, also called a Swiss Army knife. We see a lot of carriers that come out with multiple different FIA products, all designed for one specific task. I think the Aquila is a lot more consumer friendly because it is kind of like a Swiss Army knife. It can do a lot of different things, and you don't have to worry about, do I have the right product for the client? So the main important thing is, while you're getting to know your client, do you understand their needs? Are they going to talk about income? Are they worried about accumulation, or are they somewhere in between both? The Aquila, in my opinion, can do it all. So let's talk about the different GLWBs a little bit more in detail. The Elevate option 1 is our most simple GLWB. Income rider is automatically attached, free of charge, so there's no fees associated with that. And the income is based on essentially the benefit base, but because there's no enhancements or anything, the benefit base equals the accumulation value. Pretty simple stuff. And we're going to go through different hypothetical scenarios here, looking at all 4 GLWB riders using the same numbers. So option 1, $250,000 went into the contract, 25% in each indices, so 25 in the Zoria 1 year, 25 in the 2 year, and so on. At age 75, based on those numbers, hypothetically, using hypothetical returns, the annual income would be $23,191, which isn't bad. Income Pro, also known as option 2, a little bit more bells and whistles wise. So to determine the benefit base, your client will get double interest credits added. So you'll get the real interest credits and then enhanced interest credits added to the benefit base. So essentially, if your contract made $5,000 of real money in a year, we would credit $10,000 to the benefit base and use that to calculate the income. The cost for Income Pro, however, there is a fee associated with that, and it's 50 basis points annually.
So just as a quick snapshot between the two, so if you're looking at between option 1 and option 2, if your goal or your client's goal is to tweak and increase what their income rider is going to be, option 2 is probably going to be better than option 1 because it's got that, it's adding to that benefit base at the cost of 50 bips. If your client's goal is to just max out what their total accumulation is, option 1 is probably going to be better because there's no fee.
Right. Same scenario as the one I showed earlier, the 250,000 going in, but having the enhanced benefit base instead of 23,000 annually, the annual income, everything else being the same, is 31,449 a year. So you can see a definite pop in the available income for your client. Option 3, the big granddaddy, the Cadillac version. It does the same as the Income Pro option 2, where you get double credits towards the benefit base, but it also has the premium bonus. This is probably the option if you've got a client who says, I'm going to be turning that income rider on as fast as I can. Anywhere in the first two through year 6 probably, that would make the most sense because this will maximize their income as fast as possible. However, because you've got the enhanced interest credits for the benefit base and a premium bonus, the cost for that is higher than the 2. It's at 95 basis points.
So going back to our comparison between the 1 and 2, with option 3, the income rider is probably going to be even higher with this because of the doubling. And it's then, because it's 95 basis points, it is probably going to still be lower on the accumulation side because there's a cost. So you're always trying to weigh what your client's looking for. So think of option 1 more of just general accumulation, and options 2 and 3 when they're trying to increase and tweak that income rider.
Perfect. So you can see same scenario as the other 2, the 250 going in, and the income in year 7 would be 33,457. So you maxed out the income. The client said, hey, I'm going to turn it on fairly soon. And it actually, does perform the way we say. So if they're income focused, option 3, if it's income soon, option 3 is your best bet. Then the new guy, option 4, Income Elevate Plus. It's a little bit different. There is a premium bonus like option 3, but there are no enhanced interest credits towards the benefit base. So it's like option 1 in that sense. But you get that bonus without any fee, which makes it a little bit different. The major difference is that there are lower participation rates. So you get a no fee premium bonus. However, you don't get as high a par rates as the other three options. We know that the Income Elevate Plus is a good tool if you've got clients in a really bad situation. So you've got somebody who's in a FIA that is just, they've crushed the par rates,
Has an MVA.
has an MVA, all that. They're not going to make any money and they're stuck. This is possibly a good way to rescue your clients and get them to something that's not going to abuse them going forward. So it's kind of a rescue program. We have a lot of agents also using it because of the premium bonus and our fixed bucket at 4.75. So if they're under 76, that's a 10% premium bonus. Their clients are guaranteed to get 14.75% in the first year. And then the agents are talking about then allocating after that first year into the indices and then writing the performance of the indices. So a nice rescue program. And same scenario as before. As you can see, because of the lower par rates, even with the bonus in year 7, it only generates $22,000 a year in income. So not necessarily a great income option, but if they started in a bad place and you used it to get them a good place, it still has value. I can tell you that. Okay, so let's compare them side by side. Years 1, 5, 10, 15, and 20. Option 1, you can see those numbers. I'm not going to read them. Options 2 and 3 and 4. But do look at option 2 in year 15 versus option 3 for the same year. 56,000 for option 2, 57,000. But by year 20, option 2 actually passes annual income of option 3. So once again, option 2, if they think they might turn on income down the road, like 15, 20 years. Option 3, if they're going to turn it on in a very short period. But what about accumulation value? So I would say a lot of your clients out there really aren't talking necessarily about income, but they want it to grow and they want to have as much growth as possible. Option 1, because you get the higher par rates and there's no fee associated with it at all. You can look at the values, the accumulation values over years. So in year 20, it's over $1 million. With that same scenario, it started at 250. Option 2 is at 956. Option 3, 928. And option 4, obviously, because of the lower par rates, is at 795. So once again, back to that Swiss Army knife. Your clients are looking for accumulation. Think about option 1. If they're looking for early income, option 3. Long-term income, option 2. And then if they need to get,
if they're in a bad way,
they need to get let out of MVA jail hell, then option 4 is probably the best route. Couple of questions. Can you turn the income rider off? Yes, you can. You can stop it and start it. The income rider is going to remain the same if you turn it back on. Unless you make a withdrawal, then the GLWB amount will be recalculated. If you're a sole owner, can you have a joint life payout? Yes, you can, as long as the person that's on the joint life payout is a spouse and is the sole beneficiary. What if there are joint owners? You could do either a single or a joint. So kind of handy, very flexible that way. What if the owner dies? If the owner dies before withdrawals begin, the surviving spouse may continue the rider. If the owner dies and withdrawals have begun, the surviving spouse may continue the rider at the same amount or take the current account value as a lump sum. So whatever works for them. And don't forget, again, we are running the annual 10K giveaway. You give me $3 million issued annuity premium. And for those of you that sell our traditional fixed products and our FIA products, it goes for either or both combined. But if you get to $3 million of issued premium, we will gladly send you a $10,000 check. Nicole, how many 10 grand checks did we give out last year?
Last year, I believe we were at about 27.
Okay, I mean for 24.
24. Right now, I'm at 15, and I'm still working on bonuses. So right now, at 15.
Okay. And of course, we have the life premium as well. $1 million a life premium will get you another $10,000 bonus. And that includes premium for single premium whole life. For the past 2 years, we have had one agent who has gotten $10,000 for his annuity production and $10,000 for his life production. So I'd like to see more of that. So single premium counts, and we see some very big single premium whole life products or premiums come in. So don't forget that we have it. Any questions? You can call me, Jeff Long. That is my desk number. You can call David, who has been here since
2014.
2014. I was much younger then.
Yeah, I've been doing this for 31 years, but only been here for 10.
Okay, and that number, the 412 number, is David's cell. He will answer it if he's not sleeping, and he doesn't sleep much. So you got to call him New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Did you answer the phone on New Year's Eve?
Of course I did.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Well, if I did answer it, I wouldn't trust the answer I would have given you. So, if you need something urgent, I get into the office very early, 7 a.m. Eastern time, and David is here usually late till like 8 o'clock at night, 8 or 9 o'clock at night Eastern time as well. So there is coverage. Just reach out, either email, call us. You can get a hold of us. And Nicole, who has been with us now for about 2 years, is doing a great job keeping us organized and keeping us honest.
Amen.
Amen. And that's her direct line too. That's a good number to call if you need some sort of marketing support, materials, if you're doing, you need to put packets together for your clients, or you're doing seminars and things like that. And last but not least is our licensing and appointment person.
Queen of licensing.
Queen of licensing, Deanna Diamond, and that's her desk number as well, and her email. So do we have any questions? I think that's all we have to present. I know this runs a little bit long, but I think the information of comparing the different income riders really kind of makes people appreciate how flexible the Aquila actually is.
So Ed has a question. Go ahead, Ed.
On the distribution to a spouse as a joint payout, is that accessible for qualified funds?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the payout, it's still whoever's IRA it is, but it's just structured as a joint payout. It doesn't change the tax status of the account itself.
Oh, thank you. That's great.
I got a question from California.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Yeah. It's only been like 3 years since
We know.
We're the ones that have been screaming about it for 3 years. I'm with you, buddy.
I think I heard you guys say. Hey, just a couple of brief questions to simplify. The Aquila is for sale now today in California. Yeah.
It's approved, but it was approved with changes, and it threw a wrench into our system. So right now, the admin system that handles all the nuts and bolts of the Aquila is being tested to make sure it's right. We have the illustration update really ready to go. The forms are ready to go. The marketing materials are ready to go. And as soon as we get our admin system to where it's got to be, which could be, I know they're testing it as we speak, I'm hoping as early as next week.
I liked it when I heard about it over 3 years ago when I was with you guys in Beaver, Pennsylvania with Matt Zagula.
Oh,
I liked it already then. But here, so how much has California ripped out of what I already liked 3.5 years ago?
Where they squashed the terminal illness rider, which is nothing more than a surrender charge waiver.
And the nursing home rider.
And the nursing home waiver, which is nothing more than getting rid of the surrender charge. And in California, the enhanced
wellness.
The wellness benefit rider is not called the wellness benefit rider. It is called the enhanced withdrawal benefit rider, and nothing of that other than calling it a different name changed whatsoever.
Right. Yeah. Perfect.
Those are the only changes.
Thank you.
We can't actually provide like an illustration or something for the state, because until that stuff is straightened away, then that would be potentially misleading, and we don't want to set you guys up for failure or pain.
Got it. Thank you.
Good questions. Appreciate it.
Hey, Jeff.
Yep.
Matt Segula, how you doing, brother?
Matt,
good to hear from you.
Yeah, great job. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the information. Hey, quick question along the lines of what Frank just asked. If you pulled out the nursing home and terminal illness rider because they required you to, is the company still permitted by its own company like policy or decision if somebody is in that situation to override that, or if someone is terminally ill, that's just tough luck?
Yeah, I mean, just from your experience, Matt, I know you know us as well as anybody. Um, because we are fraternal and because that makes us different, a little bit kinder and gentler, it's at our discretion to waive it. We can't offer it, but I would be, you find it hard pressed if somebody said, hey, they're going in a nursing home. Can you? I mean, it would be a case by case, but
Yeah.
you know us.
Well, I know. I mean,
but I'd say we probably would.
it's ridiculous that the state won't allow you to put that in there, but
I know. I
just
can't
wanted
believe
to
they're
make
making
sure
it make it worse.
yeah. Let's
Don't
make the
want-
product.
Yeah, they're not letting us give money back to the client.
Yeah. It's yeah. Don't be client friendly. Just yeah, be
Right.
jerks about this. All right, man. You guys are wonderful. I love the presentation. By the way, I did text you, Jeff. Is this recorded? Because I think this may be your best presentation of how the product works.
Awesome. Yeah, Nicole, we're recording this, correct?
Yes, we are recording it. Once it's done, if you just give me a few days, it'll be up on the landing page, on that landing page that Jeff showed you in on the slide. You go straight to the bottom, it'll say GCU webinars. You can click on there, and all of our previous webinars are on there. And this one, like I said, will be up, I'm hoping by Friday, latest Monday.
Thanks, Nicole. Now, Nicole, I don't know if we met each other.
Yes, I think
Yeah,
David and I were there.
I'm incapable of doing anything. Can Dave just send me a link so I don't have to call him at midnight on a Tuesday so I could just have this thing?
Once it's up, we'll take care of you, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yep.
I'll get it to you, brother. No worries.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So you were talking about the Income Elevate Plus being a good rescue policy. What would make that more attractive than the other three if you were getting somebody out of a bad policy and moving them? Why would you move them there instead of one of the others that perform better?
That's a fair question, and you know the situation is always the boss. I just think the appeal of the bonus and not worrying about an ongoing fee is kind of why that looks attractive.
If a regular looks at it and you're going from a high fee to a slightly lower fee, it's probably not as arguable to moving it into something that has no fees.
Okay.
We're just trying to keep everyone's neck out of the noose. That's all.
And Roxanne, just we had an agent call us last week who had a client in one of the worst situations I've ever seen, but they were still under a 15% surrender charge plus an MVA. There's no way they can get bailed out with that situation.
It was like year 1 or year 2 of a 15-year.
Wow.
And they had squashed the par rates down to 20% or something ridiculous. So there's a lot of bad stuff out there. We all know that.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
What else, guys?
Crickets.
Wow. Okay.
Well, I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I know it's a Wednesday in the middle of the day. So, we appreciate the time you take. Any questions you have that you think about, shoot us an email, give us a call. We work for you guys. And I know that sounds cliche, but we do. We answer the phone. You don't have to worry about, leaving voicemails and things like that. We're here and we want to help you be successful, and we want to help you take good care of your clients. So with that, if there's no other questions, this is the Jeff and David. No, it's the David and Jeff show signing off. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Thanks, folks.